Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for Bible journaling. Today we are going to be working on in our Encourage a Moment to Breathe 365 devotional. So we are currently on day 46, and just to keep track for myself, I have written the date up here in the top because I know once I get a few days in, I'm not going to remember what day I'm on, so I'm trying to keep track of that with that. So today it says, the one thing that's impossible to lose. And our verse is Proverbs 8:11. It says, for wisdom is better than jewels, and nothing desirable can equal it. And then our little story down here says, I don't know how I could have lost it, but I did. My wallet. When I got home from shopping, I realized I couldn't find it. A pink wristlet that was a special birthday gift from a friend. An hour later, after zooming back to the store, looking in all the shopping carts, and turning my car inside out, I had to accept the truth. My wallet was gone. There are moments in life when we may be at a loss for what to do or say. No matter how much we try to come up with pros and cons, real life can't be planned. But God's wisdom is always there in the midst of the unexpected. Our names are written on His heart, and He desires to meet us in the midst of our challenges, disappointments, and losses. God's love for us never grows old, and He promises to give us the help we need. It's His promise. We may need courage to speak words in a new way. We may make mistakes, yet God longs for us to rest in His embrace. He understands our needs better than we do. When we're uncertain about our next steps, we can be certain that God's not letting go. Let's choose God's love as our guide this week. May His whispers of love awaken our hearts with hope for the journey. Let's choose to be still and listen. God is called Emmanuel, God with us, because He really is with us, as is. We are close to His heart, and we can confide in Jesus, friend to friend. Even when things don't work out as planned, I never did find my wallet. Let's quietly make space in our day for Him and for each other. Let's offer our words as prayer, because together we are among kindreds in this quiet space. And then our moment to breathe at the bottom says, you can never lose the grace of God. It's His gift, and He never revokes His gifts. Tell Him how thankful you are that His gifts can't be lost or forgotten. So that is what we're going to be working on today. I love that. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so let's turn to our page. My Bible's getting kind of thick here. I've got it marked because I can never find what I'm looking for. So my thought today is, since our verse is about wisdom, I went and found this girl here over at Sassy Cheryl's with a bunch of books. So she is collecting wisdom today. So her name is Study Buddies, and I printed her out at 50% of what she came as when I opened her. And then I'm going to put, this is my title, Seek Wisdom. And the seek here is LM Roman Dunhill number 10. And I used size 30. And then wisdom is the Scriptina font, and I printed that out as 48. I put a link to both of those down in the description box along with the girl if you would like to head over and pick those up. So I'm thinking that today we will be doing some colored pencils and maybe some, I don't know, something for this background. I haven't really decided yet, but that's my thought. So let's go ahead and let me move some stuff here. I brought my colored pencils in, and with my colored pencils, I have this chart that I printed out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper so I know what color each pencil is. Because sometimes the color on the pencil is different than the color you get, or it doesn't match perfectly. For me, it works better to see the chart so I know what color it is. Okay, I'm going to zoom down a little bit so you can see. And I didn't prep my page. I'm thinking that maybe if I do some watercolors back here in the background, I'm going to color her first and then maybe put some gesso around up here. But I'm first off, before I even start coloring, I think I'm going to do my verse so that I don't forget and accidentally color over it, because I totally do that. I get a little crazy sometimes and forget and just color right over the top of everything. This way, it'll kind of remind me that, hey, don't go there. Whoops. I use this pen on Gesso, so it's kind of scrapey. It doesn't work as good as I would like. But I don't want to get anyone out because then you just got two that you've messed up, so. And I tried the little, I found a video where you try to clean it with this cleaning stuff, and that did not work. Maybe I was doing it wrong. That is a possibility. So Julie's asking how I got the girl on my page. I did. I used my light box and I traced her on with this Illustrated Faith 0.25 pen. So I'll put a link at the top of the screen to the light box if you would like to see that. Just so you know, it'll be up there at the top after the video. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we can do for her. Let's give her a little bit of color first. So I'm going to go ahead and color her, let's see, how about 927, which is light peach, and then peach, which is 939. And I really like the colored pencils because the Prisma pencils, because you don't have to prep your page if you don't feel like it. You can just color right on the page and they don't bleed through. Although when you go over the lines, it's going to lighten them, so I try to kind of avoid getting my pencils on the traced lines. You could also, too, after you're done coloring, go back over those. If you don't have, before I forget, if you don't have a light box, you could also do like graphite paper. That would put it in your Bible, too. It's a little bit more involved, I think, for me, but you could do it that way. And I think you could also print it out on a piece of paper and then flip the paper over and scribble on the back with a pencil and then turn it back over and trace over the line so that the pencil transfers onto the paper. Although I don't think it's going to be quite as dark as the light box. I really like this week's story about the lost wallet. How many of us have lost our wallet and are like frantically, I can picture myself frantically going back to the store and searching for it, and the disappointment when you don't find it is very real. And then you have to call all of your places and cancel a bunch of stuff, and it's a nightmare. Okay, so now we're going to go over it with a lighter color here and kind of soften this edge a little bit. But the pencils too, you can just leave it and come back later if you don't get finished. That's always nice. And I did put the girl in, I traced her in yesterday so she would be all ready. And so she's had time to, you know, set up just in case. Sometimes the pencil lines, I find that they smear a little bit if you aren't careful. Especially if you gessoed the page beforehand and then trace over it. I found here lately that it's easier to put my tracing in and do the lines and then do the gesso over the top of that, and then the ink doesn't smear on my pen. Okay, let's go with that. And then let's do her hair. Let's give her some kind of, let's see here, let's turn to the back. Let's give her... A bunch of my browns are missing because I'm currently working on a box of chocolates. And so they're all sitting on my desk. So let's go ahead and try 944, which is called Terracotta. We'll give her red hair today. That seems to go well. Okay, so we got terracotta, and then it's going to need a little bit more dark. Let's see, what else do I got? 947. Do I have that? Of course not. So, let's go with, let's see, 941. Let's see what color's 941. Let's go with 941. Yeah, all the really great brown ones are gone. Okay, so 941. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of dark up here. And then I'm just going to kind of give it some streaks in here, so it actually looks like hair. And this works best if your pencil's sharp. So I like mine to have this daggery point at the end. Alright, we got this little puppy. Let's go down here and do this little puppy since I'm in the back. So let's go with some grays. Let's do, how about 1058, which is warm gray 90. But we don't want him to be quite that dark. So let's do, oh, how about 1052, which is 30%. So let's start with that. None of my dogs are black, but, you know, he can be black. He's helping out. Let's color his nose. And I'm not scrubbing on it, I'm just adding... I find that if you don't mush your pencil so much, it works a lot better. I tend to get a death grip on mine and think that's going to help, and it doesn't really help out. Hi Teresa, thanks for joining me. Okay, let's see here. Since we got these blacks out, let's just go ahead and we'll do her shoe here too. So let's do her shoe. I remember as a kid, we grew up, we had these black patent leather shoes that we wore around sometimes. For nice occasions. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab 1054, which is number 50, warm gray 50. Switch over here to the medium one. And you could make it super dark by pressing down a lot harder or adding a ton of layers on here, and then it would be even darker. But I'm not too worried about that. Like this sole down here, we can make this a lot darker by giving our pencil a little bit of extra pressure. And I tend to rotate my pencil too as I'm coloring, so that it stays sharper. I don't have to sharpen it as much. All right, let's see. How about her shirt? Let's give her a green shirt today. That's different. So how about 908? So we'll go with 908 and how about 911? So 908 is dark green and 911 is olive green. I'm going to do the light color first. And on my little girl here too, she had a bunch of like ladybugs. That's Sassy Cheryl's signature, is putting the ladybugs on there, and they were so small that I left them off. A lot of times too, when I'm tracing these in here, like the girl right here has this little ribbon on her sleeve. A lot of times I'll leave that off. Today I didn't, but a lot of times if I don't want to color that in, I would just make the sleeve straight so you didn't have to bother with all that. So you can make it a little bit easier to color by changing things up a little bit. So are you guys doing a moment to breathe Bible journaling for, are you reading the book or are you working on some kind of other devotional kit? I know I currently have the Illustrated Faith This Is Love devotional kit going, and I also got the one from By the Will for God that's got the llama. I can't remember what they called theirs, but it's got the little llamas on it. I haven't started that one yet, but it's really cute. Okay, let's do our book up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our book. Let's make this really big book up here yellow. So let's do 1033. Which is mineral orange. Okay, we're not going to be doing that one because I don't have it in my pocket. So let's do... Let's see if I have 1032. Oh, I have that. Okay, 1032. And then let's go with the next one, which is 118. That's next to it. And then we'll do 1002, 1002. So we've got 1002, which is yellow to orange. 118, which is cadmium orange hue. And 1032, which is pumpkin orange. I must be using mineral orange for my chocolate box. Okay, and let's do this book too. I'm gonna fill in a little bit of space down here. Watching's good, Julie. I tend to watch a lot of YouTube videos on other people doing different things. That's why I'm currently doing the box of chocolates, because I was watching Chaldean's channel and it was the Colored Pencil Magazine challenge this month to do a box of chocolates, so I'm got it all traced out and colored. I'm coloring it. But colored pencils take forever. It's definitely nothing like doing Copics. Oops. When you do pencils, you need like a billion layers, it feels like. Whoops, I colored my page. That's one thing about colored pencils is that it erases. Got a little crazy there. I'm thinking that... Whoops. Uh-oh, there goes all my stickers. I think I'm going to put this underneath of here because it's feeling kind of squishy. Oh, that's much better. Okay, let's go with that. Since we already have the blacks out, let's go ahead and do these little things on the book. Okay, let's go with that. Then this book down here, let's do blue. Okay, music up. Okay, turn the music up, so we'll try that. I did get the message on my, whatever that thing is that you put on my phone, honey. We're trying out new things. So let's try 1027 for our book. So that's peacock blue. And then let's do 1022, which is Mediterranean blue. I must really like this one. Look how short it is. Okay, so we're going to do this one. Let's just do the dark one down here first. Oh, and she probably should be wearing some pants. That one doesn't seem very different. Let's try 1102. Where is it? 11. Is 1102? Yes. Oh, here it is. 1102. So 1102 is Blue Lake. I'm glad to hear, Julie, that you're feeling you're feeling better. Okay, so let's do this book down here, Blue 2.
I got you under my skin. You are a bad, bad man. Care about no one else but you under your skin. Yeah. It's just a sad, sad man. Don't have no one else. What you're trying to prove. I tell you now, once, not twice. I hope you learn this in time. You will end
That was a lighter one.
up if you
Let's do
never
this one
try
next.
to be gentle. Another year of your life, of being afraid of being loved. Another year of your days, of being a bad man. Of being a bad man. When do you take the time? See what you left behind, darling. Why you let us down? Yeah, what we had was real.
Okay, since we have these out, let's go ahead and color this little bookmarker up here
This once, not twice.
blue.
I hope you learn this.
And then this book here has a bookmarker, so I'm going to go ahead and grab our darkest orange
To be gentle.
and color that.
Another year
And then it will match these other two.
of being afraid.
And then we're going to grab 1052, which is warm gray 30. And let's do a little bit in here. Color our pages in our book.
Got you under my skin. Bad, bad man. But under your skin, just a sad man. Another
Okay, and then we're going to switch to our darker colors, and we'll color this to match the top book. And let's do a little bit on her. Oh, we forgot this book. I forgot this book up here. And then we're going to do a little bit on her sock. Oh, and she's got on her pants. Let's go ahead. She's going to wear shorts the same color, so we're going to go ahead and do this dark green. She might as well wear the same color shorts to match her shirt. since it's just this little bitty section right here. And I'm going to press a little bit harder so that it will color it a little bit darker than I colored her shirt. Okay. Let's see, she's got this little ribbon right here. Let's do, or this little lace on her shirt here. Let's give that a little bit of color. Maybe we better have something down here for this all to sit on. Let's go with, this is Warm Gray 50, 1054. Okay. All right, there is our girl. So now, let's move all this. Let's go put all that over there. I need to keep track of that. Okay, so I'm going to want to put this up here. So I'm going to cut it out a little bit. Even though it's on sticker paper, I'm going to trim it a little bit closer. You have to be careful with these scissors because they're crazy sharp. Alright, so let's go with this up here, like so. And I'm still thinking I want to do something up here on my page. So let's get this piece of paper and stick this down in here. My Bible is getting full with all these little tabs and stuff up here. So let's go up a little bit. I'm gonna need a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna maybe do some watercoloring up in here. So I'm going to put some gesso up around in here because I find that the page lies flatter if you leave it, if you put the gesso on. It doesn't get quite as wrinkled up. Okay, and so when you got the little bits from your pencil on here, you don't want to go like this because it's going to pick up those pencil pieces on your hand and you're just going to squish them across the page and leave a big mark. So either use a soft brush to brush them off or blow them off, but don't just rub your hand across there and move them. Okay, I'm going to do my journaling over here, so I'm not going to worry about that over there. We're just going to do some up in here. And then we're going to dry it. Sorry if you hear the dogs. I think someone must be knocking on the door. My little Natalie Ann left her bag of Pokemon at my brother's house. And so he was going to have someone, he's at work somewhere else, he was going to have whoever's babysitting his house return the Pokemon. So maybe they're dropping them off. I searched for days looking for the Pokemon at our house, and I'm like, did she leave those at your house? And they were found. And I usually give my page a couple of coats of the gesso. I don't know what would happen if you put this over the top. I'm going to try it. See how brave I am? Yeah, I don't see that it did anything to the girl. Let's try some more. Okay. Oh, look at that. I forgot to tell Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven that someone was going to drop off the Pokemon. Okay, let's try this. Yep, they were dropping off the Pokemon. Now Leanne will be excited that we found those. They were MIA. And they're these little dinky things, so they're like the size of the end of my thumb. So I'm like, I don't know where those are. There's a whole bag full, so how could you lose a whole bag full? I thought maybe she took them outside and lost them in the grass. But nope. And then of course I was sleeping, and in the middle of the night I woke up and went, they're at my brother's house. You girls do that? Be thinking about something, and then in the middle of the night you're like, okay, so we're gonna do that, and then let's see, let's do some watercolor on here. Let's do, not that. Not that. Let's see what color this is. Ooh, so this has some oranges and some reds in there, so let's try that. I have to have some color up here. Okay, so let's do this yellow and this orange, and then of course I'll probably need some splatters, so let's get this. My other paint thing, my other water bucket, and oops. Need a paper towel. I'm gonna have to, on my little cart here, I'm going to need to put like a paper towel roll or something on the side. That's something for Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven to work on. Like how I come up with these projects for him. So I put the gesso right over the top of all my coloring, and it did not move anything around. It's just on there. So it's good to know. So if you wanted to protect your page, do all the coloring first and then put the gesso over it like I did. And then it's not, mine didn't move it around. But I left this blank right here because I'm going to put some journaling here. And I was trying to help my poor pin out that doesn't like gesso that much. Okay, so let's do this. So speaking of my little Natalie Ann, my little Natalie Ann is going to be having surgery tomorrow to remove her tonsils. So if you girls would kindly keep her in your prayers, that would be much appreciated. Mr. HeathersHobbieHaven is going to go and be with her while she has her surgery. Because Grampies make everything best. Okay, so let's do a little bit of this black. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Get a little bit wetter. Okay, I think that's too wet. You can't have both here. Okay, that looks good. Let's dry my paintbrush off. I try to be nice to these paintbrushes because I bought some nicer ones, and so I want to keep them good. Put this over here to dry. Okay, then let's do this. So I'm going to put my title up here. Okay, and I printed this out on some clear sticker paper. So when you put this down, you want to be careful and make sure you have it where you want, because once you have it down, you're not going to move it. It's not coming up. And also you don't want it to have a big wrinkle, so I try to be careful putting it down so that it doesn't get a big crease in the inside there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go. Thank you, Julie. Okay, we're gonna go with this, but I'm gonna put some journaling on here. So let me see if my pin's working. I'm not a very good writer upside down, so I gotta move my stuff around here. Oh yes, it writes so much better when there's nothing on the page. Evidently I didn't shut the gate. Mr. Hermes had to come and see what I was doing. I'm like, why'd the door open? He was coming to check. And so for my journaling, I thought of my journaling beforehand. I'm always afraid I'm going to spell it wrong, so I wrote it out beforehand so that I would know what I wanted to write there. Because once you write it down, you're kind of stuck with it, and I've spelled things wrong before, and I feel so silly when I do that. So I always try to think of it before I do the video, or I come and do the class. Otherwise, I would probably spell it all wrong, and it would just look ridiculous. So there is our Bible journaling for today. If you have a question, make sure to leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Don't forget that I put everything I used down in the description box. If you want to go pick something up, you'll be able to find it down at the bottom. If you'd like to see what we're going to be doing in a future Bible journaling class, if you'll head over to the store blog, I have a little tab at the top that says classes. If you click on that, I've set it up so that there's a month's worth of listings up there so you know what we're going to be doing up next week, so that you can, if you want to follow along on the same verse, you could come up with some kind of idea and then work on it while I'm working on mine. But otherwise, I hope you had fun today. And oh, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you hit the little bell when you subscribe, then it will give you a notice. So that way you know when new things are coming up or when I go live. So I hope you guys are all having a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.